So, Priest. I actually watched this in 2014. So, yeah, long before I ever began commenting. And I seem to hold the same opinion of it currently as well. That it's not really as bad as most people seem to think it is. Most critics seem to think it is. Doesn't seem to be really. The world building is quite interesting the way it happens, how it views perspective, etc. It's a pity they decided not to have a sequels. I mean, they didn't lose money on it, so not really sure why they decided not to have anything at all, because they generally want a lot of money for that, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah, visually it was interesting. Yeah, visuals aren't all generally, but it's still, I mean, it's not exactly, yeah, the most intricate story of anything. The vampire story, though, doesn't exactly have much in terms of, I mean, yes, they don't look like vampires, that's for sure. But then again, yeah, one is always open to differences. I mean, yeah, sure. In comparison to the likes of, what's it called? Interviews in Vampire and such. Those are, yeah, slightly more subtle, I suppose you could say. I don't know, stories there and such, but at least this one doesn't have as many bites. Had way too much. Yeah, way too much. So, and it sounds that wasn't subtle, but this one was more actually more reminiscent of Van Helsing specifically, more than Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, Van Helsing was sort of similar. Yeah, I mean, literally the protagonist is also a vampire slayer, not so much the vampire themselves. So in that sense, similar. But yeah, I mean, it is. It had similar aesthetics. Um, Although I haven't seen it in a long time, so I couldn't quite compare it much further in the sense. So, but it's quite strange. It's a South Korean origin, sort of, because it has a Christianity. I'm not entirely sure, so I haven't read the manhwa. Is it pronounced manhwa? I'm not entirely even sure how to. I haven't read that yet, so I'm not entirely sure if it's the director or script writer or people who worked on this movie added the Christian elements, because it is quite in that sense Western. I mean, it's I know there is some Christianity in South Korea, but not quite so overtly Catholic as far as I knew, as far as I know. So I don't know. I don't know if the movie edited it or not. I guess I'll just find out if I do read the original. Um, yeah, because it does have a lot. It does have quite a lot. Even so much so as to actually go with the whole remaining celibate bit. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, it is strange in a way. It's not like it's exactly the most complex story, yeah, which I guess sort of acts against it, but in a sense, it's still not exactly. It's still enjoyable, even if it's just visually. It's the same with Van Helsing. It was just because of the visuals. The animation at the beginning was, yeah, interesting as well. I mean, as far as animation goes, it was slick. Yeah, I liked it. So I think that alone is worth it, really. Other than that, though, yeah, everything else. It's interesting always when genres are sort of mixed a bit, generally. In this, it worked. visually mostly.